What up, man? It's your big brother, K-Rino, on this Sunday evening, which look kind of blurry. I look kind of blurry, but it's all good. We're going to do what it'll do. Um, Sunday evening, decided to hit y'all up with a live today before I start my day late. I'm a late I'm a late mover, man. So I'm not one of them people who get up early in the morning, and that's just not me. I admire people who can do that. I admire people who can get up at the crack, get up so early that they got to wake the rooster up. I admire people who can do that. That's just not me. I don't come alive until noon if I'm lucky. So what I want y'all to do, of course, y'all hit that like button, man. Hit the like as y'all come in, man. We ain't gonna really get into the thick of it till y'all click the like button. I see y'all slipping in slowly but sure. But as you come in, click like, 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 click the like, click the like, click the like. Make a whole song about clicking the like button. Y'all still ain't do it. But this is open topic, man. So we'll get into some serious stuff, because one thing that we got to know, man, is that the day consists of 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 46 seconds, rounded off to 24 hours. So there's a lot that can be done in a 24-hour span. So I don't never like to encourage us to always just be super, super serious all the time, and always just mug on mean and just bang, bang, bang. We got work to do. And that's first and foremost. It's a lot of prioritized work that needs to be taken care of every single day. But on the same token, we have to take time also to decompress, even from the work. This is just my personal belief. Some people may disagree. Some people may say, "Well, no, man, there ain't no time. We gotta constantly." And if that's how they get down, then I'm cool with that too. But sometimes in order for you to work effectively, you have to step away from the work for a little bit, just to kind of get into something a little less demanding and stressful. And then you come back to it. You recharge your battery, then you come back to it. You got to have a healthy balance. So we're going to cover some real stuff, but also I like to do these open topics here and there. Because y'all know how I get down. Y'all know I'll be on it, man, in terms of doing my best. And I ain't the best in the world by no stretch, but to do my best to get the information out that I feel like we need to hear. But, we could talk about some other things too from time to time. Y'all click the like, man. And whatever I see that y'all say, that's the direction we'll go in. Somebody said, howdy. Howdy, Cyborg. How you doing now? What's going on? Howdy. You're a cyborg saying howdy. You from the future and the past at the same time. I see my boy Steve Rio is up in this thing, man. Canada in the building. Some of my Facebook family, my K-Rino 24/7 family is in here. I see Cynthia Albro up in this piece. Spiky. I see some OGs up in here. Ben, Miss Lady Sample, Louise. Today is OG Day. Jimmy Robinson, what's going on? It's an open topic, man. So I'm just trying to let it load up a little bit, let y'all load up a little bit before we go into it. If y'all got any questions or comments or things you want me to speak on, I will do it. That's the rule. Um, if it's something that I don't know, I'm not gonna sit up here and try to act like I know, like a lot of people do. A lot of people get on lives and get on the internet, and boy, they be talking like they know everything. You can ask them about something that they just made up. You could be the just made something up. Hey man, do you know anything about? Tell us what you know. How do you feel about the pontification that's going on right now? They're gonna be like, well, yeah, that's a good question, man. See, the pontification, we got to be real careful with that because it started like a long time ago, and we were like, man, I just made that up. Line. Young Stacks, much love, man. Pat Warren, I appreciate the compliment. Steve Rio is asking how many bundle boxes are left. If Dollar Bill come through the chat, then we can ask him. I'm not sure, but I think we might have some left. You got to move on it though, Steve. You got to move. You got to move on it, man. Louise said, let's discuss this whole UFO alien stuff. What you want to discuss about it? UFO alien stuff. See, both those terms can be discussed because we need clarity on both of those terms. You say UFO. Well, we don't refer to them as UFOs. We refer to them as IFOs because to us they're not unidentified. We know exactly who's in the flying objects. And the alien thing, I see you got the little alien head emojis. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in little green figures and all that. Walaikum salam. Is that Geist alchemy? Geist alchemy. Rick, y'all play at 8 tonight? Woo, man, I'm so mad y'all beat us last week, Rick. Woo. We got to buy this week, Rick. We got to buy. We're not even playing. You know what? I started to go up there just to hang out and watch the games, but we got to buy it because we got to buy this week. Man, I'm so mad y'all beat us last week. Oh, my God, because I played bad. I had a bad game, so anytime I have a bad game, I translate that out. If we lose and I have a bad game, I'm like, it's my fault that we lost. So, I shot so bad and I just played bad last week, bro. Y'all stomped our head in. So that's what happened, man. We'll see y'all again, maybe though. Y'all play at 8. Who y'all play? I might pop up if y'all playing somebody that I might say I want to see that matchup. Spikey says, I have a morning routine I follow before going to work. I wake up, say a prayer, say some beautiful affirmations, meditate to calm my mind, then I take a shower and hit the road. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. I do everything you said, except mine don't happen in the morning. I got to start working on the affirmations part because I don't do the affirmations, but I wake up, thank God for waking me up, say a prayer, may not meditate, but that's a good way to start your day, man. You want to leave on a positive note. You want to always try your best to end your day and start your next day on a positive note. You want to do the best you can to do that. To start your day and end your day on a positive note. No matter how messed up the day might have been, oh man, I was frustrated. And people at work ran me hot. This going on in my life, personal situations. try to, when your head, before your head hit the pillow, try to have some kind of positive outlook, some kind of optimistic outlook for the next day, because the next day is just that. It's an opportunity to fix whatever was wrong on this day. And if we carry the bad spirit over to the next day, then we continue, we create a continuation of the problem. Now, some problems can't be solved in one day. It's a lot of things that you do got to deal with over the course of days and weeks and sometimes months. But you still have to have the right kind of approach, the right kind of mental approach when you start that next day. So that's a good way to approach life in general. Let me see. Young Stack says, how can I record a song with you? All you got to do is do two things. You got to reach out and have your budget in order. Let me send you my email address. Hit me on that email address, Young Stacks, and let's talk about it. Marie Thompson, back to the basics. Love one another and do what's right for each other. Treat each other how we like to be treated. That's back to the basics. That's the most simplistic, but yet still the most principled approach that we can have to life. That's what they call the golden rule. The golden rule is what they say, do unto others as you would have others do unto them. What you said is just a translation. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's what that means. And just to carry that principle in life, it'll take you a long way, because it's basically saying, before I rob this person, I got to ask myself, would I want somebody to rob me? Before I sneak this $20 out that lady purse, would I want somebody to steal $20 from me? Whatever you thinking about doing that is out of pocket to somebody, would you want somebody to do that to you? You want to embarrass somebody in front of everybody just to get a laugh. Would you want somebody to do that to you? So then you stop yourself, you catch yourself. See, the biggest checker of ourselves should be us. It shouldn't be somebody else having to check us all the time. And once you become a grown person, especially like, your mama, your daddy, your adults around you, they're gonna check you and tell you things. But you got to get to a point where you self-check. Right when you finna do, you know what, I ain't gonna do that. Lemon. Hey, Lemon. So yeah, that's a good point. The Lemon. Phantom Face say, I don't mess with Facebook. Smoke a lot. What do you think about the Proud Boys in Wyoming or Nebraska holding off voters? I didn't know that had happened, but I'm not surprised that it is happening. I don't know the details of it to speak on it. I don't know what you mean holding them off. How are they holding them off at gunpoint? They holding them off just in numbers, or what are they doing? I don't really know, but Spiky, didn't we have that conversation about urine therapy one other time? You put the same thing on here. I mean, if you into urine therapy, congratulations. Y'all know what urine therapy is, huh? Urine therapy, for those who might not know, first of all, when you hear the word urine, that kind of gives you an understanding. And I ain't making mockery of it because, like I said, I know people who have done that before. I know people who swore by it and lived on it and raved about the healing properties of drinking their own urine. Just not for me. That's just not for me. I can't say what works for you. We keep going. Beautiful jazz. Salute from Sunnyside. Oh yeah, that's my boy Rick. Yeah. Good luck tonight, Rick. D1. I see you. Mr. Is that Mr. Threeser? I was betrayed by my older brother since he met a toxic woman and changed. It's left me very bitter for the last few years, and I don't get close to or trust anyone anymore. How can I move past this? I'm gonna repeat what you said. You said that you were betrayed by your older brother since he met a toxic woman and changed. So your view is that your brother met a woman who you viewed to be toxic, right? And then and according to your opinion, he changed. I ain't saying you right or wrong. I'm just getting a layout as I'm trying to process it. Okay, so you said it left you bitter for the last few years, and now you don't get close or trust anybody anymore. Okay, well, to take on the last part first, if your brother did something that you feel like, you know, that he changed because of this woman that he met, that shouldn't affect you getting close to other people because they didn't have anything to do with it. Now, I know how trust being betrayed, or if you feel like somebody betrayed, I know how that can make you more wary of how you deal with other people. That's like being in a relationship. You know, you got dogged out by this person in a relationship. So, and it may have happened multiple times. So everybody after that, you have trust issues. But in terms of your brother, that shouldn't stop you from getting to know other people because they don't have nothing to do with that. Those two are not related. You know, that's just something that you have internalized to make yourself say, well, I don't trust nobody because if my brother could do that to me, whatever you feel he did, then anybody can do it. And that's just not the case, you know, because I got a song called All Blood Ain't Family. So a person can be your blood relative, but they don't show family qualities toward you. And another person can be totally unrelated to you, and they could be more family to you than the person you grew up in the same household with. So you got to get past that by simply understanding, number one, that what you cannot control and dictate what another grown person gonna do. So I don't know the details of what you saying your brother how he may have betrayed you, because betrayal, that's a strong word, but it has to be defined the right way. So betrayal means what? Are you saying he betrayed you because some people will get with another person in a relationship and they'll just be so into that person that they don't even come around the family no more? Is that the betrayal you're talking about? Or some people that get with somebody and that person might have a negative influence on them, and now you, like you say, you feel like he changed, he acting different, he don't want to hang out no more, or he scammed you some kind of way, or just depending on what you say the betrayal is. But even if everything you saying is right, even if the woman is toxic, because she might not be toxic to him. You feel me? See, sometimes we on the outside looking in, and even if we can see, man, she don't mean him no good, or he don't mean her no good. You know, however we looking at it, but the person might be happy with that situation. And if it's something that's bad about that person that they with, as a grown person, as a friend, as a loved one, you may try to put that in their ear. But if you put that in their ear and they reject that, then you got to let a grown person do what a grown person gonna do. And if the time come when they find out for themselves, then that's just what it is. So moving past it boils down to you understanding, hey man, my brother a grown man. I love my brother. He a grown man. If this is his choice, then that's his choice. But you can't look at other people that come into your life and just, I can't get close to nobody no more. No, you just got to be more selective and more, you got to be wise in who you let get close to you. You can't let everybody get close to you. You just can't do it. It takes a while to get to know people, and it takes a while for people to get to know you. So what happens is we'll fall so hard and we just spill all the beans about ourselves to to a person who's not deserving to have that information about you yet. So you got to slowly get to know people, because everybody cool in the beginning, but time will reveal who everybody is. Time reveals who everybody is, because you can only keep up the act so long. So, you know, y'all went out on a date. I was hanging out. Oh, that was a great date. Wow, wow, wow. 2 weeks later, let's get married. It's like, nah, you don't even know this person yet. You got to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. You got to be able to say, okay, well, how is this, if you're a female, how is this dude going to act if he get upset? How is she going to act when she mad? Is he going to have an episode and flip out and slap the hell out of me if I disagree with him? What's going to happen when I'm in a bad situation and I might need a little help? Or they're going to be like, oh, well, hey, you're on your own. It takes time to get to know people. You know, you can have a feel for a person's character. You can have a feel and you can be right. You say, okay, I can tell that's a good person. You know, it happens. But you can't hold on to something that really does not actually directly affect you. That's your brother's life. Him and that woman, that's their life. And you sitting around holding on to it and mad. And dude, you need to find your happiness and live your life. Sorry it took so long on that. The meaning of Semitic. Whoo, boy, y'all gonna go into that. This is a perfect time to go into that, though. See, when you got all these folks quick to call black folks anti-Semitic behind any truth that they expose about the fake Semitic people. See, this is what I want y'all to do. There is a lady, she's no longer alive, but she was an Israeli prime minister. Her name was Shulamit Alani. And that's Shulamit, last name Aloni. Shulamit Alani. And she talked about how the individuals who claim to be the Semitic people, the Jewish people, she talked about how that label, anti-Semitic, is a trick that the Jewish people use in order to block them from any type of criticism from any outside group. It's a trick that they use. It's a term that they use to cover up any wrongdoing that they have and make us afraid to call them out on it. So anytime you say any truth, you're anti-Semitic, you're anti-Semite. But the Semitic people, they look like us, the real Semitic people. So I can't be anti-me. You're saying I'm anti-you. But you're not who you say you are. You're not who you say I'm anti, if that makes any sense. They're not even from the region that the Semitic people come from. So all it takes is a little study. That's all it takes is a little study, just a little study of the history. And you find out what it is. But when we don't study, that's why you see Kyrie Irving and certain people now like, man, I ain't apologizing for what I said, because they're finding out that what I'm saying is the truth. Now, a lot of us have punked out and apologized for telling the truth about them. But like I said in the video I made last night, that's changing. You're going to start to see a lot of these younger people coming up that's like, hey, man, that's the truth. Once these young soldiers out here, man, start learning that truth, they're not going to apologize. I don't care if they're the NFL, the NBA, in the rap game, they're not going to apologize, and you're just going to have to do whatever you're going to do. See? That little tactic that they use to scare us by referring to everybody as an anti-Semite, in my opinion, I think it's playing out. Mr. Wrighton says, I guess you don't buy into anti-Semitism. Live and let live. I don't understand the question. I don't buy into anti-Semitism. Nah, I don't buy into anti-Semitism. But what I really don't buy into is just like what I just said. I don't buy into people lying about being the real Semitic people. That's what I don't buy into. And I don't buy into people trying to shut you down for telling the truth about them. Because if I got 20 million followers and I come into that knowledge, I'm super powerful now. I got 22 million people that I might can wake up to that understanding now. And they like, oh, we can't have that. Can't let this dude teach these 20 million people the truth about us. Yeah. Ismail, Brother K, do you think humans will create cyborgs, half human, half robot? Man, you can't put nothing past these evil scientists of this world. They may try. I don't know nothing about, I don't know if that could be a reality, but these are the same people who clone, who make clones, who alter genetics and tamper with DNA, and they cross breed certain DNAs to create other species. They graft, and so I mean, you never know. They might try. They already got the sex robots. I seen a dude, he was in a full-on relationship with one of those sex dolls, those lifelike, human life, like sex dolls. They like move, and it's a woman, and you know, it's like And them cats were signing on, boy. They were like, whew. He's sitting there hugged up with her like it was his real woman. Like, and he was like, man, I ain't got to worry about arguing. She ain't gonna cheat on me. He was all in. And she was just a regular robot. They all that subway together. He's gonna take her home and do what he do. My heart feels warm right now, y'all. I'm in a good mood right now. I ain't gonna tell y'all why. L. Jackson, what about the NBA magnetic rims and suspect stuff about the magnetic rims? I don't know about that. Enlighten me. Enlighten me. I don't know about that. Graphene oxide. Explain it, you know. What's up, Angel? I see you, my brother. I'm just saying, man, the sex dolls is real. I seen them. Yeah. Y'all see what I'm pointing at right now? That's for you. It don't matter. They hid Jesus in Africa. See, and you know, I'm gonna tell you something that's really interesting too, so that y'all really need to know. See, because one thing about Black people, we have this bad complex, this bad habit about ourselves that we don't believe something to be true unless we hear white folks say it. We hear Black folks teach it and preach it for 99 years, and oh no, that can't be right. As soon as white folks said, oh, it's true, we just had that complex. So I'll help y'all out. There are a lot of people, a lot of white folks, a lot of Jewish people that are coming out and they revealing that truth. That's why I referred y'all to Shulamit Alani. She used the words, it's a trick. Now, she was referencing anybody that may be critical of Israel, you know, because United States is, you know, United States and Israel are like homeboy and their sex doll. They love each other. So you can't say nothing negative about Israel, but they are connected to these same imposters that are claiming to be the true Jews, right? I gotta tell the truth, man. So it's a trick because that word anti-Semitic has always scared us. So I ain't gonna go back into that, but I'm just throwing that out. But it's a lot of people who are now saying, look, man, when you read that Bible, you're reading a history book about Africans in Africa. So all them prophets that we've been hearing about and reading about and talking about all our life, them Black folks, man, they try to water it down. Well, he was kind of light complected. Look, man, they trying to hold on any way they can. Hey, I ain't mad at them, but that ain't gonna stop us from busting up the lie. You can try all day long. Let me catch up, man. I'm kind of behind. Let me catch up, y'all. They think the ball and the rim has magnets in it. They can control it, so they say. I'm a person who don't put nothing past nobody, but it's some stuff I believe, some stuff I don't believe. I don't know. And if they have magnets and stuff on the ball and on the rim, then or somebody just remote controlling every shot. And how does the magnet work? Because if there's a magnet that controls the misses and the makes, wouldn't that only apply to a jump shot? A magnet can't stop somebody from dunking. A magnet can't stop me making a regular layup. I'm right there. I can go straight up and drop that thing in there, right? So if we talking about magnets and we buy into that, then that it didn't have to just be relegated to outside shooting, right? So I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That was atrazine, esoteric. It was atrazine. That was the chemical that I was speaking about in the song that they were putting in the water. And that chemical was used, it was feminizing males. It was leaning males over to being feminine. And they were putting it in the water in a particular area of the country. And that was a black scientist that worked at a university who peeped it out because he saw an experiment being conducted on frogs. And they were giving these frogs atrazine. And the male frogs started ignoring the female frogs, and they started trying to have sex with the other male frogs after taking that chemical. So after the frogs, see, you gotta understand, anything that they push on to the public, they first do the experiments with animals. You know, that's lab rats and frogs, and they test it out on animals first, monkeys, to try to see how the monkeys gonna respond, how the frogs gonna respond. Then they put it out and let the humans consume it. See, because there's an agenda. See, part of genocide. See, I said this before. Genocide comes in multiple forms. Genocide ain't just blatantly killing. Genocide ain't even just poisoning, like through food and things of that nature, where you end up getting ailments and eventually die. Genocide can come in the form of removing the masculinity from a male, removing the femininity from a woman. So if a male, if enough men start to fall under that plot to feminize men, so men are no longer attracted to women, men are attracted to men, that's a form of genocide, because now we ain't reproducing. We're not reproducing. I'd rather have a dude, and I'm a dude. You ain't reproducing. That's just a genocide. That's a plot. That's a legitimate plot. So it comes in so many forms. What you're looking for is that panamy. What you looking for on the site, man? Send me an email, and I hope I can help you out, because everything is not on the SPC website that you might be looking for. Jovan, what's up, nephew? Teresa, what's going on? Demetrius, what's going on? Fan of the art said Jesus is not real. I can tell you, white Jesus ain't real. The package of Jesus that's been presented to us all these years, that ain't real. But the righteous prophet is absolutely real. He just didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes and white skin, and he didn't look like Mel Gibson and Brad Pitt and Charles Manson. He didn't look like that. And his name wasn't Jesus, although we refer to him by that name just for recognition's sake. But Jesus, that name is a Greek name. That's of Greek origin. We just got through talking about the region that the people in the Bible were from. Jesus wasn't from Greece. He wasn't Greek. I just put the website down there. Y'all in here arguing with each other and stuff. Open topic, man. El God says we have the oldest Bible in the world called the Septuagint. I can't never pronounce that. Those fakes don't have the oldest book. Yes, a lot of books that they don't have. I mean, when they were given the ability to rule over us for a period of time, they were given 6,000 years to rule. So they were allowed to get a little bit of the wisdom, a little bit of the knowledge, a few of the books. But the wise elders among us buried thousands of our original books of knowledge, buried them so that they couldn't get them. So they are ruling the world off of a limited amount of knowledge that was allowed for them to have. Because, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, he said, if they would have been able to be allowed to get all of the books that we really have, we never be able to remove them from the planet. Too much wisdom in them. So it's a lot that they don't have. It's a lot that they'll never have. But look what they've been able to do with the little bit that we gave them. The technology that they've been able to access with the little bit that we gave them. Just imagine if they had it all. We couldn't give it all to them. And even when you talk about the Bible in the form that it's in now, okay, you say, okay, you know, the King James Version and a lot of the versions of the Bible now that only contain the 66 books. But in the Roman Catholic, in the Vatican, they got the Roman Catholic Bible. They got the book with 70. The Bible with 73 books. There's been talks of more books of the Bible that are not in the current versions that we have. So, of course, they ain't got everything. Man, y'all in here having a flat earth debate. Y'all go ahead, man. It's open time. Y'all go ahead. I ain't gonna get in it. Books were burned. Verbal transition of knowledge is essential. They burned a lot of books when they invaded certain nations. See, when a lot of Europeans invaded certain nations, they came in and destroyed a lot of the history that those nations had. Because when you come in to conquer somebody, you want to remove every memory of their greatness so you can replace it with your face. And that's what they did. But I'm talking about, the true books of wisdom. That stuff got buried a long time ago. That stuff they'll never find. The little stuff we allow them to find and discover and get to, that ain't gonna save them. Open topic, y'all. Leo, get live. To answer your question, go listen to a song I have called Lifting the Veil. I'll talk about that a little bit in that song. Your thoughts on SPM? Me and SPM always was cool, man. We always been cool. He pioneered something within his culture, within a culture, and he still has a strong fan base to this day. And I've spoken to SPM a couple of times in recent. I spoke to him last year. I've spoken to him several times since he's been incarcerated. Because I've done some work with Dope House here and now. What's up, Jacory? I see you. Man, the earth went from flat to triangle. BGN, you never heard that saying before you? Which saying? Which saying you talking about, BGN? Jovan says, do you think the third eye is bad? You mean the actual third eye, that insight that we have? Or you mean some kind of symbolism? The third eye ain't bad, man. That's just your conscience, your third eye conscience. The meeting hit my family hard, man. What do you think about the ATF seizing FRTs, forced reset triggers from legal owner after they change the laws and make them legal? I mean, look, I'm not a gun fanatic. I know a lot of people who are really into their guns. I ain't saying you. I'm just saying people in general, they get real triggered about anything that the government may appear to be doing that makes them feel like they're gonna come after them for their guns and all that. I don't have a dog in the fight. I won't say I ain't got a dog in the fight. I will say that, just certain types of ammunition shouldn't be accessible to just everybody, you know. And I would like to see the gun advocates be more accountable for when you see these young people get these weapons and go up and shoot up schools. They never come out and say, well, nah, that was messed up. Because the main objective is we got to protect our guns. So I'm not going to say nothing that might make it seem like I'm going to say something that's going to give them a justification to take our guns from us. Look, man, wrong is wrong. Everybody shouldn't have no gun. Everybody shouldn't be able to just get a weapon any kind of way. Some 14-year-old can get a weapon and show up at the mall and start spraying, start popping people. Come on, man. So anybody that does get a firearm or get some kind of gun, and they purely have it in their heart that, man, this is just for protection of me and my family, you know, it's hard on them because they like, I ain't out there doing all this old crazy stuff. But we need to get more with God. If God is your gun, then you should be all right. The SPC album is coming, man. It's in the works. I see you, Jacory. I appreciate you bringing it up. We're working on the SPC album right now. I ain't gonna lie, it's kicking my butt. But it's coming along. It's sounding real good. It's sounding real good. We've been in the studio grinding hard. Do you believe in spirituality? Absolutely. We are walking, living spirituality. We are spirituality. We are we are spirituality embodied in a physical vessel. But our spirituality, that essence of that is who we really are. The vessel is just who we see, how we identify each other in the visual, in the physical eye. But spirituality is real, but it's balanced to it because, like energy, it's neither good or evil, but you can impose negative spirit. Just like you can impose positive spirit on people, you can impose negative spirit. So it's up to us to dictate our degrees of spirituality and the context of our spirituality. That's up to us to do, because it is real. It's that energy, how people can change energy when they enter the room. So you can change energy for the good, or you can change it for the worse. You can come in the room and bring everybody down, or you can come in the room and lift everybody up and everybody glad to see you. That spirit, that's that energy, that's your spirit. You ever heard people say that about people? Man, I like him, man. He got a good spirit, man. She got a real good spirit about herself, man. I like her. You hear people say that all the time. But you also hear people say, ah, man, it's just something about him, man. It don't sit right with my spirit. It disturbed my spirit. Or they'll say, well, man, hey, man, oh, girl got a negative spirit about herself, man. Just something don't feel right when she come around. That energy is real. You can't see it, but you can feel it. Like a dark cloud coming when certain people come around. When they show up, it's time to go. Bat wings and collard greens. Hold on, Dollar Bill. I know what that means. Where's she at? Is she in here? The bat wing queen, where's she at? Hold on. The bat wing queen, I know she in there. Jay Keezy, what's going on? The Jordan King. Who is this K-Rino guy everybody's talking about? I don't know who he is, man. Some dude that be trying to rap. K-Rino, man, that dude whack, man. That dude trash. T-Rash. Yeah. We should give everybody their flowers while they living. All those that we claim that we got love for. Some of y'all are just hate giving a compliment. When I got love for you, I love giving out compliments. Because I like to let you know, and I like to let everybody else know how great you are. And it's good for you to give compliments. If you feel a certain way, see, we have gotten so protective of what we just got through talking about. We've gotten so protective of our energy and that spirit that we feel like speaking positive or giving people compliments or speaking too good about a person or telling a person how we really feel about them, we feel like that's a weakness. It ain't a weakness because it can't affect you in a negative way unless you let it. The words that you say, if you say positive words about a person, it's not going to affect you in a negative way. It's not the words. It's if you blindly go overboard, like I said earlier, before you really get to know somebody, and then you get caught up because you got scammed by somebody who was tricking you. But when you compliment somebody, when you tell somebody, man, you give them their flower, tell them how great they are, that's a blessing for you and them. Because you never know when a person really needed to hear something good. You may have came at the right time, boy. What you said about that person, they needed to hear that in that moment. So don't withhold it, you know. And even if they don't receive it, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You give them their props. Give them their props. And it's a war that you can win against envy. Sometimes we don't give people their props not because we don't think that they great or we don't think that they deserve it. We'll withhold those props because we envious of them. I ain't gonna tell her that her hair looks nice today because I ain't got my hair done. I ain't gonna tell him that I'm happy for him that he got a new car because I ain't got no new car. You envious. Be more expressive with compliments. Be more expressive with congratulating and giving props to people, and your blessing might come. Get that, what we just got through talking about. Get that spirit off you. See, when you got a negative spirit on you about certain things, you have to recognize it, number one. Then number two, you got to put in the work and the practice of getting that negative spirit off you. Get it off you. Ain't nothing wrong with telling somebody they great. Ain't nothing wrong with standing up and clapping for somebody who up there doing their thing. You mad because it ain't you? Make it be you. Work on your stuff. Work on yourself. Spending time being upset because God blessed somebody else. Mr. Farrakhan say you ain't really mad at that person, you mad at God. Whoo, when I first heard him say that, I said, whoo. The person didn't give themselves the gift and the talent. God gave them the gift and the talent. So if you feel in some kind of way, because they talent is just exploding, you ain't mad at them. You mad at the person that gave them the talent. Get your mind together. Get that spirit off of you. Dr. Naka said, do charity. Go spend time with people in need. Go help. That's what I always do. That's what we should be found doing. Your blessings ain't just for you. You get blessed as a test. Your blessing is to see how your character responds. Am I gonna get these blessings and be like, ha ha ha? I got mine, y'all figure it out, get yours. Or are you gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna share what I was blessed with people who were less fortunate in the moment. And that feeds your future blessings. Kindness opens doors. Feels good music says kindness opens doors. Yeah, man. Like crazy, man. It don't hurt. It don't cost you nothing just to be nice. You ain't gotta go home and wash the man dishes. You ain't gotta go cut the grass in the whole neighborhood. But it don't cost you nothing to just be nice. To give somebody a smile or thank you. Hey man, hey. We done had these conversations before, man. Because when I say stuff, like I said this before. And again, like I said, you never know. Walaikum salam, brother Chris. Beautiful Jazz, what you laughing at? Maxwell says, hey, brother, do you think we will ever find peace on this planet? Yeah. If you believe in what the scriptures say, if God said that he was going to establish a universal kingdom of what? He said he was going to establish a universal kingdom of what? Of peace. So if you believe in that, then you know that it's going to be peace on this planet. It's coming. But the way things work sometimes, man, it's like in order to get to peace, you got to go through war. And in order to get to the calm, sometimes you got to go through the chaos. You got to go through the storm. That's just the nature of things. That's the order of things sometimes. Sometimes the only way to establish peace is through war. It's through conflict. And we are in a conflicting time right now. Everybody's at odds. Everything is chaotic. But it's just setting the stage for that universal kingdom of peace to come in, and it's coming. We just got to be around to see it. And all of the people who we complain about when we say, man, these people ain't gonna never change. These people ain't gonna do, man, these folks gonna always, they're not gonna be around. Because it also talks about God wiping out his enemies. Some of y'all don't think God got enemies. Y'all got this thing about God. I'm God. I love everybody and everybody's going to be. No, God got enemies and he said he's going to wipe out his enemies. We just got to make sure we ain't one of his enemies. And even deeper than that, we got to make sure that we ain't hugged up with one of his enemies. We ain't hanging around and rubbing elbows with his enemies. Because you'll get hit with something just because you in the wrong place. So all these sellouts that we got here out in the world, they're scared of these imposters that's kissing their butt, bootlicking behind their money, scared of what they gonna do. You know, all them type of cats turning on their own people, condemning their own people. They gonna get swept up in the wave. Esoteric says, I feel like everyone has a special talent. Some just don't believe that or in themselves. That's true, man. So they never find out what it is. Trial and error. You got to be enthusiastic about life. Everyone has gift. Yeah, God gave everybody a gift. It's something you can do better than anybody else. You just got to find it. But we have self-esteem issues collectively. Many of us have self-esteem issues that you can do something great and everybody can be hollering and screaming like that was the greatest thing they ever seen. And some of us still are kind of like, oh, well, I wouldn't, because self-esteem issues, things have happened that have played on our self-esteem and make us feel like even our great accomplishments ain't nothing or ain't worthy. So people have to, you gotta surround yourself with people who build you up, not people who kiss your butt, but people who just build you up, positive people that will give you your flowers, like BGN was saying. And then you got to be the same way. See, they talk about steel sharpen steel, right? People say that all the time, man, steel sharpen steel. Yeah, but that has multiple definitions. It ain't about sharpening steel in terms of making you hard. It's about sharpening steel in terms of us teaching each other things, having conversations. So the knowledge you have, you share that with me. The knowledge I have, I share that with you. We might not agree on everything, but it's going to be something that each one of us say to each other that now I can incorporate that into my knowledge pool. Something I say to you that you can incorporate into your knowledge pool. And now you just bumped up a level higher in your knowledge. I done bumped up a level higher in my knowledge. We teach each other. We encourage each other. We build each other's self-esteem up. Somebody do something good, we just quiet. Like, because sometimes we be looking for positive encouragement. Sometimes you down, you're like, man, I hope somebody recognize, and then when they do, you're like, oh yeah, I needed that. That's why a lot of times people fish for compliments. Because when you're not really getting that love, you're gonna do a couple of things. You're just gonna withdraw and just, okay, well, you know what, forget it. Or you're gonna fish for it. You're gonna look for it. And you might look for it in the wrong places and in the wrong ways. Because you want that validation from somebody. So if you got somebody that you care about, you claim you care about them, tell them how you really feel. Give them their props. I don't care if it's your partners, it's your friends, or I don't care if it's a person you're in a relationship with, your wife, husband. Give it up, man. I like that. I like the feeling of making somebody know how great that they are. You do a show and you come off the stage and you killed it. I'm standing around like this. Man, he was all right. He was all right. Nah, man, get that man his props, man. Then when you get up there, you want somebody to give you your props. You stand up there like, yeah. Let me see. I ain't gonna bet, man. I'm trying my best to see as much of this stuff as I can, y'all. The contract is being broken down to be built up. Andrew Tate. I'm not familiar with Andrew Tate. Triple X, the OG, is in the building, man. Look, hey, man, let me do this real quick. We got to do an OG salute. We ain't did one in a while, man. Y'all see that name up there on that screen? Pee Wee Broussard. OG South Park Coalition, man. I need to holler at you too, man, because we got to get you on this SPC album. I need y'all to give my OG some salute and some love to the OG Triple X, aka Pee Wee Broussard, man. I need y'all to put some fists up, some peace signs, some hundreds, some salutes, some kind of emoji, man, to show respect to my brother. Because we don't do stuff by ourselves. See, this is how we give flowers. We don't do nothing by ourselves. This one of the brothers who was there in the early days when we was building this South Park Coalition thing up, man. So y'all drop some love for him right now. Jace Gilliam says, were you inspired by any reggae artist? Yeah, I like a few reggae artists. I like Gregory Isaac. I love Steel Pulse. If you're a reggae fan, if you're a reggae fan, you probably already know about this. But go listen to a group called Steel Pulse. They dropped an album back in the 80s called Earth Crisis. That's my favorite reggae album of all time. I still jam Earth Crisis to this day. Brother Chris says he will leave them neither branch nor root. I mean, he's gonna wipe everything out. Yeah. Y'all cracking me up. Edify each other. That's right, Landor. Brotherly love and sisterly love is very important. Just feel better when you build people up. And you know what I learned? I learned that speaking positive things to people, even people that you don't really know, people don't ever forget that, man. You know why? Because we live in a world where it's so much hating going on. And it's so rare for people to just give people compliments and show other people love. Because it's things that I've said to people I don't know. You know, it could be music related or something like that. Or, I've been blessed over my years to be asked to speak at schools and stuff like that, man. I've been speaking at schools since I was in my 30s, man. And that stuff comes around full circle, meaning that, man, I've been just out and about, just out in the streets, and have ran into people that have told me, man, you came and spoke at my school when I was in middle school, when I was in high school. These grown men got families and stuff now, and they'll tell me something that I said that I don't even remember I said. And I'll be like, man, because the power of words is so real. It's like, man, you can give life or death through your words. That's why parents have to be very careful how they talk to their children. You cussing your children out and telling them they ain't gonna be nothing. You know, you are planting that in them. So when you tell somebody something positive, man, it sits in there good with them. And then years later, that could be the catalyst. Those words could have been the catalyst to make somebody do the right thing or change their life or improve their life or go to school or start up on their own business or just change their life, stop running the streets. That one word that you said. So it never hurt. You may not never see that person again, but something you said set them on the right path and they remember you. Man, I sure would like to run into that dude who told me that, man. Or that lady who said that. That lady told me. I wonder whatever happened to that lady. It don't even matter. Because guess what happened to you? Dr. Naka said, I have the ability to make people laugh and I adore seeing people smile. Yeah, man, no doubt. You want to be the person that brings joy to people. I don't want to be the person that bring pain to people, man. That ain't my thing, man. Ain't to say it ain't never happened. We all are flawed individuals, man. I done caused enough pain in my life. I don't want to cause no pain, bro. I ain't perfect. Boss. Oh, that's Bass. I'm sorry. Bass. Hey man, I'm glad you say that because I'm starting my podcast. I'm starting my podcast this week at the beginning of the month. Well, yeah, this week. I'm starting a new podcast. Y'all know what the name of my podcast is, man? I'm glad you mentioned that. Cause I was gonna do a video to promote it. But I'm gonna share with y'all now the name of my podcast. We're gonna have interviews and roundtable discussions and all that. And it's gonna be right here on YouTube. That's the name of it right there. That's the name of it. So y'all get ready for that. Y'all better support it. Open topic, y'all. Drop your locations, man. Let me know where y'all at, so I can shout y'all out. Drop your locations, man. See, because I don't know if I'm gonna be doing my radio show anymore. You know, I don't know how many of y'all were supporting the radio show, K-Rino Radio. We've been doing K-Rino Radio for 4 years, but they keep changing stuff up at the station, man, and I just don't know. I think I'm gonna let it go, man. Like Teddy Pendergrass, I think I better let it go. They act like they don't want me on the radio. Yeah. Semen retention. Boy, only on my live where we just get my live is probably the only one that we'll talk about urine therapy and semen retention all in the same conversation. He said, at 32, it has given me more energy, vitality, positivity. I'm going to look it up. Just get shook when you see semen and urine. Like, oh. I'll look it up. Columbus, Ohio, the Legend Phantom Face Final. Northern Wisconsin in this thing, man. Detroit. Is that Oahu, Hawaii? I want to go to Hawaii, man. Let's go to Hawaii. Denver, Colorado. Catherine in Missouri. Paul in Anaheim. Q Marshall out in ATX. My brother. Is that Marcel? What is that? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm tripping. Teresa in London, England. BGN, you know I know. Senegal. Jimmy going through Waco. Germany. We all over the world. We international today, huh? Mo City. H-Town. Yeah, man, you know, a lot of people like the radio show. I'm a hate that I ain't doing no more for the people that's locked up. Because a lot of the homies down there in the pen, they listen to my radio show, but they keep moving me, man. I was at a good time frame where they could hear me and all that. Now they keep moving me, they pushing me late and all this, and now they taking me off of the FM and just putting me strictly internet. I ain't going out like that. So, you know, I ain't gonna let them keep bouncing me around like that, man. Because you know me, I'm thinking that it's intentional. Why y'all moving all the black shows all the time? Dollar bill. Steve in Canada wanted me to ask, do we have any more bundle boxes left? Are there any more bundle boxes left? Dollar bill. Man, God is great, granddaughter. I didn't wake you up. He did. New Hampshire up in this thing. Daytona Beach, Panama City. Panama City Beach, my bad. Panama City Beach. OKC, brother Chris. You know I know. Cali, LaGrange, Texas. Dallas, Texas. Uh-oh. Do we still have some posters? Dollar bill? Oh, you out there in France. Man, we got France. We got Germany. We got London, England. We got Senegal. We got all these places all around the world, man. Yeah. Corpus Christi, Manchester, UK. I had fun when I was in the UK, man. Had a good time out in the UK. Colleen. Dollar bill says one poster left, brother Chris. Big Money, Texas. Sherman, Texas. I ain't gonna even read your comment, Rasta. Toledo, Ohio. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis again. Y'all see that 901? That's Memphis again. Marie Thompson. Much love. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, Luca. One comic book can be a bundle or sold or solo. Down to the last drop. Richard Kane, I see you. A-Leaf Bang. Is that my homie EJ the Great? Yeah. Hey man, it's like 3 or 4 places that I want to go. But I just want to make sure that see, if I come by myself, which I don't mind traveling by myself. I've traveled all over the world by myself. I travel one deep. You know, I just need to make sure that if I come by myself, I come to where you at, or you at, or you at, that y'all gonna look out for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Come get me from the airport. Drop me off at my hotel. Show me around. See? I got like 4 places I want to come, but I don't have a correspondent. Now I don't need it. I can do it myself. I'm just saying it'll be a lot easier as if I come by myself. What is the truth behind Christmas and Thanksgiving? You got to go listen to the song, Jovan. Same song, Lifting the Veil. It don't go into deep detail on that, but that's not information that's hard to find, bro. Jesus was not born on December 25th. And Santa Claus is a marketing tool, and the origin of Santa Claus derives from dark, evil history, an evil character of European origin that was transformed into this smiling, happy, fat, loving, jolly character that we know today. But we know Santa Claus get more love on Jesus around Christmas time. More love than Jesus around Christmas time. What places do I want to come? Well, let y'all in on a little secret. I'm an old West fan. I like cowboy movies, old Western movies and stuff like that. I want to go to Tombstone, Arizona. But I don't know nobody out there. I know it's a few miles from Tucson. It's not far from Tucson. But I want to go to Tombstone. These just little vacation places I want to go. Believe it or not, I've never been to Las Vegas. How crazy is that? Never been to Las Vegas. And I ain't coming to Vegas to be buck wild. What happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas. I ain't going to Vegas to act no fool. I got some stuff out there I want to see. A few other places. Lake Charles. I was just in Lake Charles in March. Dollar Bill, look, we just did the Comic-Con out here last weekend, and Dollar Bill like, man, we need to go to the big one in San Diego. So we might be going to San Diego. You put New York on there too? We might be coming to San Diego to the big Comic-Con. Yeah. Yeah, man. Nimrod's birthday was December the 25th. The wicked ruler Nimrod. That's whose birthday you're celebrating on December 25th. My favorite movie is Tombstone. That's one of my favorite movies too, Christos. One of my favorite movies. Osita, what's up, man? I thank you for the love. I appreciate the donation, man. On the song Wolf Noises. Man, look, man, look, man, I'm glad you mentioned that. Look, let me ask y'all a question. We're going to do a poll real quick. We're going to do a poll real quick because I ain't going to hold y'all up too much longer. I'm home. Look, I had it in my mind about a week ago that I wanted to do a video where I take certain bars from my latest album, Telekinesis. I always keep it handy. I wanted to take certain bars from that album, and if there was any bars that y'all didn't understand the punchline or the meaning of, I would explain them. Now, would y'all rather me do that in a live stream, or would y'all rather me just make a video breaking some of that down? Because if I just do a video, then I wouldn't really know. But I know that it's certain lines that y'all don't know what I'm talking about. So to go back to what you asked me about that particular line, I'm gonna explain it to you right now. You said, like, Wally, I'm back, man. What does that mean? All right. This is what I said. What's the first part of the line? I can't remember the first part. I like to have a setup in order to really explain it. Tell me the first line I said before that. I don't remember. Y'all know I don't be remembering my own lyrics. That's why I repeat stuff sometimes. Brother Chris says, take the N from the middle of Santa. That's right. You got Satan Claus. Exactly who he is. Well, you asking the question, Jovan. You say the pilgrims were slaughtered. You seem to know some of the history about Thanksgiving. San Diego is absolutely beautiful. 2 people saying San Diego is beautiful. Yeah, I don't doubt it, man. What's the line I said on Wolf Noises that before that line? I'm gonna tell you what it means. Might gotta be a little older to catch that, but I don't even think the older people caught that line. I say on the set, G, they didn't want to let me. Thank you. I said on the set, G, they didn't want to let me. But like Wally, I'm back, man. That's the reason why they glad that they met me. Let me tell you what that means. On the set, G, they didn't want to let me. I didn't say Wiley. I said Wally. The New York Mets, the baseball team, there used to be a guy who played for the Mets. His name was Wally Backman. 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 I say on the set, G, they didn't want to let me. But like Wally, I'm back, man. That's the reason why they glad that they met me. New York Mets. That's what that line meant. But I knew nobody was going to know what I was talking about. So certain lines I do that I know people ain't going to get. And I don't say nothing about it until they ask me. Because I think, if I recall right on the song, you could hear me in the background saying, they ain't get that. Didn't I say something like that on that song? I think I said that. Didn't I say something after I said that line? I think I said something along the lines like, they didn't get that. I think I did. But that's what that means. So at the end of the day, that's why I was like, I want to do a live or something so y'all can ask me questions like that on certain lines that y'all didn't get, and I'll explain what it meant. Because, I respect all rappers. But let me pop my stuff real quick. I'll be on some different stuff than it's. That's why I look at some of these cats. I'm like, yeah, all right, because they ain't going where I go. They ain't considering going where I go. So I just laugh. Whoever your best is, that's who your best is. That's fine. You're entitled to that. But I got a little stuff hidden in my lyrics that nobody ain't never caught. See? Anyway, let me stop being arrogant, man. But that's what they lied me. I'm glad you brought that up. So if y'all want me to do a live where I break down and explain some of my bars, if I get enough yes and yeses, I'll do it. Tina Peter OG is up in this thing under her alias. But y'all don't know who Tina P is up in here. That's another one. Yeah, figure that one out. Where's Tina P at? What's her alias? Who in here know who Tina P is? Is she in here? Yeah. Yeah, I said Wiley. So I can see how I can be confused like Wiley with an I, but I actually was saying Wally. Like Leave It to Beaver's brother, Wally Cleaver. I know y'all ain't old enough to remember that. Yeah. Marie Thompson says, you got this, man. And no matter where you go, you got people who love you, support you. Yeah, man, look, hey, I done been all over the world, bro. And it's always folks that I got homies that'll scoop me up everywhere, man. Straight up. That's who I am, man. I'm just a big homie that, you know, you can just come holler at, come scoop me up, man. Let's roll. That's who I am. I'm your big brother. That's why I say that. I'm your big brother, man. Some of y'all, I'm your big uncle. I might be a little old, too old to be your brother. Some of y'all, I'm your uncle. But most of y'all, I'm your big brother. So come scoop your big brother up, man. Come scoop your big brother up. I'm not sure that answered Chris Ramirez. He says, does the Baphomet have a connection to the goat that was sacrificed? And I don't think so. I wouldn't say that. That's some ritual stuff that, you know, those devils crafted, that the pagans put together. Yeah. All right. GSM said, did you ever think you were going to become a target because of the shh you rap about? I don't even care. Because here's the deal. When the enemy, when you at odds with the enemy, then I believe you're doing something right in the sight of God. So if I'm doing something right in the sight of God by breaking down and exposing this truth that I learned through the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I don't take credit for that. So when I'm coming in like that, I'm coming in off of some knowledge and off of some strength and power that I got from God's men. So I'm like, ooh, yeah, I need to talk about that. And if I don't see the men I believe in and follow, if I don't see them punking out, then I can't punk out either. So that ain't something that I even really think about. That's why I be, you know, kind of upset when I see a lot of our brothers and sisters kind of like bow down and go on these apology runs, you know. That's why I put the video last night about Kyrie, because Kyrie stood his ground. He said, I ain't standing down. Don't worry about them. How would God feel to see us cower down to the devil? We love saying we believe in God, but we'll let the devil punk us in a minute, boy. Yeah. Hold on, man. I've been missing some of y'all showing me some love. I don't want to skip nobody. I don't really want to diss nobody. Somebody that showed me some love. I missed it, man. Say he heard Grand Deception when he was 14, Callum, and cried 9 years later. I was going to sell my soul as a rapper, and God saved my soul. Now I'm working for him. Man, God is great. Man. Phantom Face, if I got you by 8 years and I'm your big brother. Contagious said I'm his uncle. So that means I got you by a lot of years. New Zealand up in this thing. Yeah. Cosmic Mirror, appreciate the love. Do you still have freestyle sessions? 80s baby. We don't do it like we used to. Anytime you got, like, we working on this SPC album right now, and we all be in the lab at the same time writing and dropping our parts, writing. It's like the old days when we used to drop our verses right in front of each other and put the pressure on each other. We doing that. We've been doing that a lot Like, you know, you writing your verse, and you think you got something. You like, ooh. And then Klondike Cat stand up there and do his verse, and you sitting there with your paper like, okay, can't change it. Nah, we don't cheat like that. But we don't have those freestyle sessions like we used to back in the day. When we was young. We need to get back to that. Truth tellers always gonna be targeted. Brother Kareem Raheem Bey, that's right. If you not getting targeted, if you not getting attacked, and they ain't, you know how we say in the hood, man, if you ain't got no haters, then it's something you ain't doing right. The same principle applies, man. If this enemy ain't on your head in some form or fashion, whether on a big level, I ain't on no big level to where they on Kanye head right now, like they on Kyrie head and all that. But they be on my head. Even the minions. So if they ain't on your head, you either ain't on the radar or you ain't going in on them hard enough. You ain't going in on them hard enough. Some guy says, I've been listening to you since I was 16. You 30? You 30? Okay, then I'm your uncle. You my nephew. The best rap comes from Oakland and Houston. Oakland, ooh. Some of the greats that came out of the old man. Man. Oakland got so many great rappers, man. You know what? I'm glad you said that. Because you don't really hear Oakland get mentioned when you talk about the cities that have produced great rappers. You know, you'll hear about a few names here and there, but man, there's a lot of greats that came out of Oakland, man. Yeah. Oh, Dollar Bill, one of your beats made it. The one I asked you for them stems for the other day. That's why I asked for those stems. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be on the song that they that they picked. You'll know why when it come out. Oh, Spice One. Man. Somebody I forgot, man. Hold on, let me go back. Somebody identified Tina P. Yeah. Y'all thought Tina P, the OG, was gone. No. Just under her alias. Hold on, y'all. Let me go back. Gotta acknowledge some love. I can't find it though. Man, making my eyes get tricky. What y'all eating for dinner tonight, man? What's for dinner? I'm gonna invite myself to one of y'all house for dinner. Depending on what y'all eating. D Hemp Hill says, can you speak on health and what's your eating habits? I mean, I'm a work in progress. I eat a lot of sweets that I'm trying to work on. Eat a lot of sweets. I love cakes, pies, and cookies. But you're right. I do work to keep myself in shape. I probably play basketball 3 or 4 times a week. I try to eat one meal a day because we've been taught by the liars of this world to eat 3 meals a day, and you're not supposed to eat that much because you overwork your stomach and your system. I stopped eating meat 30 years ago. So I definitely don't eat pork. I don't eat beef. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat turkey. I eat certain types of fish. I'm just speaking for me, and I ain't propping myself up on you. I'm just answering your question. Um, Working on drinking more water, trying to get better at my water intake. I got better. Um, Vegetables, right kind of vegetables. No, I don't eat meat, D. Haven't ate meat since 1992. Um, Eat a little zucchini, squash, um, asparagus, navy beans. Navy beans. Incorporate navy beans into your diet today. That is the most powerful nutritional bean that you can put in your system, or food, period. Navy beans. Soy is horrible. Soy is a terrible, terrible thing to consume. Unfortunately, they put soy in everything. That's like I said on the song. Y'all haven't heard my song on my album? It's called Food Poison. I got a song on my album. Y'all need to go get the album. Who don't have my newest album? Gotta go get it. It's on all the digital platforms. If you don't mess with CDs no more, go get my album. Soy is terrible for you. See, back when I was, starting on my journey, you don't know no better. So you eating veggie burgers and all this type of stuff. And a lot of those veggie burgers, they got soy in them. And man, it's a soybean burger. And you thinking that it's good for you because it's not meat, but soy is terrible. It's not for human consumption. So you cut that out. And even when you eat fish, you got to be careful and try to eat fish that's wild caught instead of farm raised, because when it's farm raised, they feed it toxins and they feed it hormones, and in our roster, we don't need meat. No, we don't. See, that's part of the trick. We've been tricked to believe that we need meat, because we say, well, what do you do for protein? Just told you them beans will get you that. And like I say, I eat certain types of fish. But meat is bad for your digestive system. It's hard for your body. See, once we eat food, we just eat the food and we going on about our business. We can't see the process that takes place with your stomach trying to break that stuff down, and it having to pass through your intestinal tract. And as it's passing through your intestinal tract, it's not getting all the way through. So some of it remains, and as it remains in your intestinal tract, it sits there and it hardens up and it cakes up on the walls of your colon, and it turns toxic, because if you sit any piece of flesh just anywhere for a long period of time, it's going to go bad. It's going to putrefy. And now you got that just sitting up in your body because it ain't going out. It ain't passing. You ain't passing all that out. And you're doing this every day for weeks, months, years and years and years. Now your belly getting bigger and bigger. You're getting a little pot belly. You're feeling sluggish. You're tired. You're coming up with all kind of conditions. You ain't using the bathroom because you're clogged up. And all that's from red meat. It's from pork and just different things that we consume that's hard on your system. Your stomach. This your stomach right here. Your fist is no bigger than your fist. So all this stuff going into your stomach, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, going into your stomach, you overworking it to break it down, to pass it out. You're overloading it. The work is exceeding your body's ability to pass it. So over years, you're getting sick. So now we don't need meat. The old prophets didn't eat that crap. And the meat that you eating in this day and age, They poison it. Same way we talk about with the farm raised fish and all that. They farm raising the chicken. They feeding the chicken feces. Well, the chicken eats his own feces, but they feeding the chicken hormone. They pumping the cows up with drugs. The pig is off limits anyway. The pig is nasty by itself. So when you eat that, you becoming that. You are what you eat. So this is the science of all that. So to answer your question, when I stop eating it, you feel lighter. You have more energy. And it especially helps when you get older. Because even though I don't eat a lot of stuff, I still be tired and sluggish sometimes. But I can only imagine how it would be if I didn't have this 30 years of not consuming that stuff. See? Cloned meat. Dr. Naka say pooping is underrated. Man, look, to defecate, that's such a blessing. Because everybody ain't able to use the bathroom on a regular. Just don't have it in you. You can't do it. You constipated. It's a high percentage of people that are constipated. And America is the fattest nation in the world because all we want to do is eat junk. We eating crawfish and alligator and squirrel and possum and a bunch of stuff that we're not supposed to eat. And we justify it by saying it tastes good. But all you got to do is go through your history and look at pictures of yourself 15 years ago. Look at another picture of yourself 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And you're like, wow. And then now, look at the picture, then look at yourself now. You can't chalk that up to old age. You chalk that up to bad eating practices and the fact that your body is slowly morphing into a blob of sickness. You might still be fine, baby girl, but you ain't fine as you was. You don't look like you looked in 2004. You don't look like you looked in 2012. See? But you can get it back. Baby boy, you ain't fit like you was in 2010. You was all in the picture like this and six pack and all that there. Now you then accept, oh man, you know, I've been eating good, man. That's all. Baby been feeding me good. I hear it all the time. Oh, baby been feeding you bad. We got to learn what to eat, what not to eat, when to eat. This is all in How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. How to even think when you eat. You ever been mad when you was eating? The food ain't the same. You been mad at something or you getting ready to eat and something make you mad. You get a phone call or something and you see something and you mad. It ain't the same. And that affects your digestion process. See, this eating thing is a science. It ain't just, I'm hungry, let's go eat. It's a science to it. It's deeper than that because everything has an effect on everything else. So that's a great question. We have to be, even the time we eat. Hold my hand up because I'm guilty. Eating at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. What you eating at 12, 1 o'clock? Oh man, I got some cookies in there. See? Then you eat. What you want to do after you get through eating? I'm going to lay down now. Let's go lay down. But then you see people who seemingly have not aged at all. It's like, man, that boy looked the same as he did in high school almost. Man, baby girl got to be 48. She still look good because she's done something and he's done something to maintain that appearance. They saw the big picture a long time ago. Because sometimes it'd be too late. We do decide, man, I'm start working out again, man. I got to get some of this off of me. But your body in such condition that it's hard now. Metabolism them slow down. It's harder to get it off. So it's smarter to work on keeping it off when you're younger, starting now, so you won't have to try to do all that later on when you already looking like Humpty Dumpty around this bad boy. And then we don't work out. We don't work out. Because we get caught up in the fact, well, hey, man, I'm young. No, you have to maintain what you have. You got to work out. Even some lightweight, man, let me give me a jump rope. Let me run a few laps. Let me walk around the park. Let me jog. Let me graduate to a jog. Let me play a little basketball. You have to do something to burn. And the older you get, it becomes more important. Gotta drink water. I'm getting better. See, I ain't talking to y'all like I've got the whole thing figured out, like I'm the perfect example of it. I'm working on me too. But the little level that I'm on, I might can reach back and pull you up to where I'm at. At the same time, I'm reaching up to try to get to where somebody else is at that's on a higher level than me. You do it for yourself, but you got to do it for the people that care about you and the people that you love. You got to do it for your children. You're 37 years old. You can't even run in the backyard with your sons. Hold on, son. Hold on for a second. Y'all just started. Hold on, son. Daddy need to sit down for a while. You don't want to be that dude. And if you don't have the discipline, get with somebody else who you can diet with, who you can work out with. You know, some people can't do it by themselves. They just don't have, they ain't motivated like that. Can't afford a personal trainer. So just find somebody else, which might be one of your old friends. Y'all went to school together. Y'all saw a picture of both of y'all together, and both of y'all was just in top shape. Like, man, we need to get back like this, man. What you want to do, man? Look, man, we gonna 3 days a week. We gonna get out there and just start. We gonna work on eating better. You know, sometimes it helps when you got somebody to do it with you. See? You got to maintain this the best you can. Jason Barrett quotes Ecclesiasticus, the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. That's right. See? We talked about energy and spirit early on. You ever heard somebody say, I cooked this for you with love. I cooked this with love. I put love into this food. Mama cooked it with love. You got to put positive energy into the food that you're cooking. And I made a video a long time ago that said you can't eat everybody's cooking. You shouldn't eat everybody's food. Everybody, man, I'm going to re-quote what I said back then. Don't be one of those people who will eat anything, anywhere, from anybody. Anywhere they got some food set up. Ooh, let me give me a plate. You don't know who cooked it, where it came from. It's just there. The food just there. Everybody, but you don't know who cooked it. You don't know what they put in it. I'm gonna wait. Nah, I'm gonna wait. I got something at home. I'm gonna cook myself, or I'm gonna go somewhere. Even these restaurants, we just don't know. See? And now, like I said before, now you that dude or you that chick, they got a whole pouch full of pill bottles. You got a pouch full of pill bottles, and you in your 30s and 40s. See, long life means nothing without quality of life. Long life means nothing without quality of life. You would be better to live to be 45 and have a great quality of life and a piano fall on you compared to being 72. You 72 years old, but you've been sick for 30 years. You've been miserable and broke down and sick for 30 years. That's not a good quality of life. That's misery. See? So nothing that you do or nothing that you accumulate has any real weight to it because you can't even enjoy it because you're sick all the time. You're in pain all the time. Your head hurt. Your back hurt. Your stomach tore up. Your joints is aching. You're sluggish. Your stomach feel like it want to use the bathroom, but it won't come out. I have no opinion on Alex Jones. I'm not a fan of Alex Jones. I said one other time, I gave Alex Jones props one time because he interviewed Minister Farrakhan. I give him props for that, but I'm not really into Alex Jones like that. Some people think it's impolite to refuse food that is offered to you. Psh, I don't know who them people are. Because I can politely turn you down. That's not impolite. I get it all the time. Hey man, we got some such in there, man. Go in there and get your plate. I know, thank you, man. I'm good. I appreciate that, man. That's a polite response. If somebody get mad at that, then something wrong with them. No, thank you, man. I'm good. I appreciate that a lot, man. Yeah. Short version of what I believe what Nuri Muhammad said. We go out of our way to put the best into our cars, but won't do that for our bodies. Wow. Whoo, yeah, you make sure that all change. You make sure them fluids is on point and you done checked all of your spark plugs, all that. You get that tune up, boy. Keep that gas, that good gas. But you won't do it for your own body. See? I need my dairy too, BGN. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of the vegan thing either. Look, I respect people who vegan. You know, they're working. They trying their best to for healthy alternatives. They, you know, I ain't just 100% knocking it. It's just certain things that, you know, I don't agree with. But I feel like being a vegan is way better than running around here eating pork chops and ham sandwiches and chitlins and hamburgers and chicken nuggets and all that stuff all the time. Taco hell, I mean Bell. Yeah. Dr. Naka said, I don't like to eat from people with bad attitudes. I heard my mentor, Dr. Abdul Halim Muhammad, talk about that one day. He said, don't let your wife cook for you when she's upset with you. Because that energy, we back on that energy again. If somebody mad at you, you don't need them in the kitchen making you. They putting bad spirit into your food. Now just go on and make something for yourself. Go find you something else to eat to let that anger go away. That stuff is real, man. Eating organically and non-processed is where I'm trying to get to, but it's definitely about. It is 3 ball. It's a battle, man. Got to keep on. It's a battle, man. Look, it's how you see me raise my hand. That means I'm guilty. Yeah. No question, man. Cook my food with love. You mad at me? You mad at me, man? You be cooking my food, you might accidentally, my fish might hit the ground. You might pick it up and drop it back in the thing. No! I need you to throw that little piece away that hit the ground, please, ma'am. Or sir. One out of the two, man. Keto in the kitchen with Jazz. She showed up right on time. We talking about food and stuff. You must have knew that was your cue. What do you think about the conversation between modern women and men? The conversation? I guess, what do you mean, a division? I don't like the division that I see because we pick sides. It's just like the Kanye West thing. It's like we pick a side. We either love him or hate him, and we're not able to focus on a middle ground that we can extract whatever truth and whatever good is there and know that two things can be right at the same time, like I said the other day. So when the conversation, when it comes to men and women, if there's something that divides us, divides the two genders, then it turns into not a discussion on how to bridge that gap. It turns into a war because both sides are now defensive and trying to stand on their side. And that breaks up the union between us, you know. So we don't look at whatever is said by whoever says it and put our egos to the side and say, okay, well, could that be true about men in general, about me as a man, about women in general, about her as a woman? What part of that can I take as being the truth? And in the quest to always want to be right, we'll ignore key points, especially if those points work against what we trying to make our argument be. But there are a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters out there who fight against that division. I did an interview with a sister named Shalakimia Moffitt, It's on my channel. Go pull that interview up. Her name is Shalakimia Moffett. And the reason why I wanted to interview her is because she makes a lot of positive videos uplifting the black man in this world where he's always being torn down and got this target on his back, and where unfortunately, a lot of black women are targeting black men in terms of just they this, all they do is this, they ain't this, they ain't that, they ain't that. Now, is that to say it ain't men that do the same thing to women? Absolutely. And that needs to be shut down too. We got to have a discussion, and we have to have an understanding that we don't need to be on social media airing out all our grievances about each other. And we got to understand the root cause of why we have these divisions between us. We need each other. I don't care what nobody say. We can't make ourselves fall into the trap of, as a woman, I don't need no man. Yes, you do. Man, I don't need none of these hoes. No, you don't need no hoes. You need a woman. God set that up. We have a nature that magnetizes, brings us to each other. It's natural. The world has made us hate each other and divide against each other. Can't do that. Can't fall for that. That's a scam. We can't fall for that. Do need each other. Nayeli, I'm right behind you, Phantom Face. Much love to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all time. Peace.